Good afternoon and welcome to St Bridget's GA Club here in Kiltoom in South Roscommon, home of the Roscommon Senior Men's Football Champions and the Roscommon Intermediate Ladies Football Champions, St Bridget's GA Club. The sun is absolutely splitting the stones. There's a little bit of cloud cover over us, but I can tell you here and now it's extremely warm out there. Very, very fast surface, so you can expect a high tempo, all action game this afternoon in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 3 between Roscommon and Down. Hugely important fixture for both sides. They played last year. Down recorded a very, very comprehensive win at the Burren GA Club. Roscommon were unlucky on that occasion. A couple of key players injured in the warm-up before the game. Short players anyway, so that probably wasn't a great form line. But that being said, the Ulster side, very, very strong competitors in Division 3 the last few years, and particularly strong at the moment, and they'll have no shortage of motivation after losing out last week on a 2-point margin to Sligo. That has put them on the back foot. Roscommon, by contrast, got off to the start they would have wanted. Good home win over Fermanagh. Plenty of scoring in that game at Dr. Hyde Park, and they'll look to build on that this afternoon before a Connacht derby with Sligo next weekend. We'll take it through the teams we'll take it through the two teams starting sides. Both of them, a couple of changes from last week. I'll bring it through the Roscommon side first. Helena Cummins starts in goal. Full back line, Roisin Wynne, Sinead Kenny and Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly coming into the side, having come off the bench last week. Half back line, Saoirse Wynne, Sarah McVeigh and Rachel Brady. Caroline Conway and Jennifer Higgins at midfield. Caroline Conway made a huge impact coming in off the bench, as did Rachel Brady actually, but Conway in particular won a lot of key possessions, kicked a vital score. Natalie McHugh, Laura Fleming and Ellen Irwin is the half-forward line. And then up front, Aisling Hanley top of the right, Rebecca Finan at full forward, and Michaela McHugh also coming in for a start. She too came off the bench last week. She'll start at left full forward. So now we'll take it through the Down side. Down also with a couple of changes from last week. Aisling Burns in goals. Cara Cunningham, Ciara Byrne and Kim White is their full back line. Half back line, Orla Duffy on the right hand side. Megan Doherty, very versatile, experienced player. She's currently lying out at centre back for the Mourne County. And Una Lavery on left wing back. Aoife Keown and Clara Fitzpatrick named at midfield. Remains to be seen if they go that way. Clara Fitzpatrick, of course, dropped into centre forward with Jessica Foy coming back out against Sligo. Half forward line, Niamh Scullion, Jessica Foy and Mairead Kavanagh. Up front, Aoife Laverty, Natasha Ferris and Sarah Doherty is the full forward line. Like I said, a couple of those players drafted in this week. Niamh Scullion came in at half time last week, made a bit of an impact. She's got a start. Mairead Kavanagh and Sarah Doherty also came off the bench last week against Sligo. So that's 3 players drafted into the forward line. You can see where Down management of Caoimhe Sloan and Peter Lynch felt that there's room for improvement. They're changing up the attacking unit, hoping to get a bit more traction up front here today. So we're going to pause now and we're going to wait for our own Naveen is going to be sang here, and we're going to have just a brief pause for that. Wonderfully done indeed. And now we're getting ready to start this game. As I look out here, very little movement from the flags, even the higher ones on the right hand corner as you're looking at the pitch here. Very little movement, so no wind advantage to speak of. Referee for this afternoon is Kieran Groom from Offaly, a regular figure. People will be well used to seeing him on the ladies' football circuit. He's covered a lot of games at inter-county level in the last few years. So he's going to take charge of this encounter. Like I said, Roscommon starting off with a win against Fermanagh. Down, on the other hand, 2-point loss at home to Down. So you'd have to say a lot more pressure on the Ulster girls here this afternoon as they try and turn around and get their season up and running with a win. As I look at things shaping up here, Roscommon look like I see Helena Cummins going down to the goal on my right-hand side. So as you look at it on screen, Roscommon are going to be playing from right to left, with Down attacking this goal on my right-hand side. So like that, thanks to everyone for tuning in this afternoon. Great to have you here with us. It'll be better when the time comes when we're able to bring supporters along. Hopefully that's coming very, very soon. Some of the games that are being played in the 6 counties at the moment are able to bring in a small number of supporters, so that could be coming. But for the moment anyway, it's just team officials, substitutes, county board officials, stuff like that. A very small select crowd here as we prepare to start. And I'm looking straight away, I think that's Aoife Keown is going into full forward for Down straight away. So that's a swap. Aoife Keown going into full forward, and I see Megan Doherty going to midfield as well. That may just be for the throw-in. I'll take you through it at the start. Down lining up, they seem to be changing things around a little bit as well. I see Sarah Doherty named in the programme in left corner forward. She seems to be coming out to the wing, perhaps? No, she's actually moving back to the back line. She's moving back to the back line. She didn't seem to be conscious of where she was going there. And equally an interesting move. I see Jessica Foy score 6 points last week, gone back into centre back. Throw in comes in from Ciara Groom. Ball being fought for by Clara Fitzpatrick and Jennifer Higgins. Down wins it. Clara Fitzpatrick straight away, and here is Jessica Foy coming onto the ball from a deep position. Looks for the long ball into full forward. Aoife Keown fighting for it there. Aoife Keown has one possession. She looks to feed it back outside here to Mairead Kavanagh. Hooked shot from Mairead Kavanagh. Left-footed strike, and that's an excellent start by the visiting side here. Off the mark after a matter of only a couple of seconds. So it all boiled down to the throw-in there. Hard battle for the throw-in between Clara Fitzpatrick and Jennifer Higgins, and that went the way of the Down player. Megan Doherty coming in to scoop up possession here now, starting Down off on another attack. Ball worked in here. Is that Natasha? Sorry, that's Jessica Foy coming out. I'll have to establish where exactly. She was centre back for the throw-in, but remains to be seen if she stays there. She's looking to dink that ball in for Sarah Doherty, but she's overhit that one, and that's drifted out wide, and that's the first wide of the game for the downside. So now Helena Cummins, her second kick out. She's looking out here towards the left-hand side of the pitch. Ball being chased here by Rachel Brady, but that gets ahead of her. Like I said to you earlier, it's warm conditions, hard ground, so the ball is going to absolutely fly off the ground here. You're going to have to catch it first time, because if it gets away from you, it's gone. Well won there by Rachel Brady. Fed out here towards Caroline Conway. Caroline Conway, like I said, made a great impact when she came in last week, and that's a good ball to Rebecca Finan. Worked here again now. Ellen Irwin taking possession here. Ellen Irwin looks to dink the ball across the far side and bring Natalie McHugh into the game. Plenty of time here for Down to track their players back. Long ball forward, looking for Jennifer Higgins. Jennifer Higgins steps inside her marker, Ciara Byrne. Good work. Oh, but that's well recovered from Ciara Byrne. Forces the spill. They're fighting for possession here now, and it's going to be a throw ball on the 20-metre line out on the right-hand side of the Roscommon attack. So, fast start here from Down, definitely. They've had 2 attacks, 1 wide, 1 score on the board. Also had another attack that was turned over by Roscommon. That's well won by Down there. Clara Fitzpatrick winning that high ball. She's been a huge addition to this Down side. Remains to be seen if she's going to be going back out to play AFL again later this year. But certainly for as long as she can stay home, she's going to make a huge impression on this Down side. Long ball forward, struck there by Aoife Keown, but doesn't really look where she's playing it, and Ellen Irwin is able to pick it up in plenty of space. Fed forward here towards Caroline Conway. Caroline Conway looks for the left-footed ball down towards Natalie McHugh. Sorry, Michaela McHugh, I should say. Michaela McHugh, lovely turn of pace, tries to burst inside, finds Jennifer Higgins. Jennifer Higgins running off the shoulder, pulled down, and that's going to be an opportunity for Roscommon to equalise. A free in after we're looking at maybe a couple of minutes gone here. So fast start, and definitely reasonable to expect that it's going to be a high tempo of play here the whole way through. Like I said, top of the ground conditions. The 2 sides have had last week to kind of blow the dirty diesel out of the system and to get back a lot closer to championship fitness. Free being stood over here by Laura Fleming. Comes off the outside of the boot a little bit, but she's close enough to goal that she's able to direct it between the posts. So that's an excellent strike from Laura Fleming, 1 point each, and sides on level terms, and it'll be a first kick out of the afternoon for Aisling Burns. Aisling Burns, she was initially looking out towards the right-hand side, didn't like what she saw, but she's coming back to it again, looking for Clara Fitzpatrick. Well read there by Roscommon cornerback Roisin Wynne. Rachel Brady on the ball now, maybe took a little bit long over it, managed to get it away into Rebecca Finan. Well worked here, Roisin Wynne on the ball again. She's certainly happy to carry the ball. Will she want to shoot is another question though. Doesn't. Comes back inside towards Aisling Hanley. Aisling Hanley will be happy to throw a left boot on it. Aisling Hanley puts it straight through the posts, and that's an excellent start for the teenager from the Kilbride club. She had a kind of a mixed debut, got an excellent point off her weaker right foot last time, though had a couple of misses as well in her first start for the Roscommon seniors, but that'll certainly settle her down here at Kiltoom. She's after kicking an excellent score off her left to give Roscommon their first lead of the game, 2 points to 1. Aisling Burns again looks for the short kick out. She's coming here to the right hand side. It's been well won by the wing back Orla Duffy. But the ball is spilled by Ciara Byrne. Chance for Roscommon. They're in on goal. Jennifer Higgins here wins it. Looks to lob the ball. It's floated up and Aisling Hanley gets a touch on it on the line, and that's all that's needed to touch it into the net. That's a fantastic start for Roscommon, and what's more, it'll rattle their down defence's confidence, because that was a mix-up between Orla Duffy and Ciara Byrne. The pass didn't go to where it needed to go to. Well won there by corner forward Michaela McHugh. She fed it into Jenny Higgins. Jenny Higgins floated that ball up. It didn't quite get there. I'd say she was going for the direct lob, but it doesn't matter. Aisling Hanley was able to get up, get the touch on the ball, knock it down into the net for a crucial score for Roscommon. 4 point lead for the home side here now as Aoife Keown comes on the ball trying to find a reply for down. Orla Duffy now taking it into the tackle, feeds it back towards Aoife Keown. High diagonal ball going across the goal, but doesn't quite get as far as Natasha Ferris, and Roscommon are able to break the ball out. Won here again by Roisin Byrne. She's 1-2 to 1. Roisin Wynne trying to work the ball out here. It's come over the far side, well won by Rebecca Finan. She's coming back to win some ball deeper. She usually operates very close to goal as full forward, but she's getting involved in the middle third of the field. She's in there, old player is in possession again. Feeds that ball out here towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie McHugh to Jenny Higgins. Looks up for the ball into the box, but nobody had made the run. There was space there to attack, but nobody was able to get there. So it's back out now to Michaela McHugh. Michaela McHugh, she's definitely making an impression coming in at the start. She's got on a couple of big possessions, huge turnover for the goal. Unfortunately, that one goes the other direction. Down, able to steal possession. Now they're looking to put some pace on it. Una Lavery here carrying the ball and gives it into Clara Fitzpatrick. High floated ball in, looking to come in behind, but Sinead Kenny is able to read and able to get there in front of Natasha Ferris. Well won ball by Sinead Kenny. It was a huge battle for Sinead Kenny last week. She took on Emer Smith, fantastic footballer from Fermanagh. It was a battle that Sinead Kenny probably had the better of in the first half. Emer Smith got some key scores in the second half. Oh, wonderful one by Aisling Hanley. She's after breaking inside here. Steps past. Oh, tries to beat the keeper with a low shot. But Aisling Burns positioned herself well, put herself where she needed to be, made the save and was able to break out. Down now, looking to reply here. Clara Fitzpatrick takes possession. She's after getting a couple of yards ahead of Caroline Conway. Looks for the high floated hand pass. That's really a defender's ball. That suited Sinead Kenny all day. I used to have a coach. He used to, anytime a pass like that would come in, he'd scream at you, "That's raffled." That's raffled was his call. And sure enough, Sinead Kenny was able to win that raffle. Ball back in here towards Aisling Hanley. Aisling Hanley back inside towards Rebecca Finan. She's very comfortable off the left foot. That comes off the crossbar. Michaela McHugh off the rebound now. Tackle coming through the back out to Jenny Higgins. Will she tap the ball over the bar? No, that's a very disappointing miss from Jenny Higgins. You'd have to say that's as good an opportunity as anyone could hope to get. 13 metres out, and Jenny Higgins, she's up on over 100 appearances for Roscommon, and I'd say that's as bad a miss as she's had in any of them. But plenty of time to make up for it. 1 goal and 2 points to Roscommon here. A point to Down after a very, very fast start. Down again, going for the short kick out here. Cara Cunningham picks up possession, switches the play back towards Aisling Burns. Wouldn't be legal in the men's game, but is legal in the women's game. You can still pass back to the keeper after a kick out. Ciara Byrne now taking possession, and again she swaps play with Aisling Burns, and now Down try and build it out, trying to put pace on the play. Megan Doherty coming back now to pick up possession. Again, quick exchange of passes, well worked here with Kim White. Long ball now, Jessica Foy sending it forward, looking for Natasha Ferris, but again, Sinead Kenny does very, very well. Unlucky, close call, little bit of incidental shoulder contact. I wouldn't have said there was an awful lot in that one, but referee Kieran Groom decides anyway that it's a free out, and that's 3 wins out of 3 for Sinead Kenny. Little bit of mix-up with the Roscommon passing, but Rebecca Finan wakes up, manages just about to sneak it in and get it over towards Aisling Hanley. Work down here towards Sarah McVeigh. Now Jenny Higgins again down the right-hand side. Not an awful lot of options inside. Michaela McHugh is there, but Downer filtering back. Higgins decides to drive herself, and she overcarries the ball. Sure enough, there was 3 down tacklers on hand. I'm trying to make out who was the down player who was on her shoulder, because she did particularly well. Didn't dive in to make the tackle. Just held off the Roscommon veteran and made sure that she overplayed the ball. So that definitely, if I was a coach, that'd be going down as an excellent turnover one. And I looked there, it's Una Lavery was the one who was on the shoulder of Jenny Higgins as she ran through. Did really, really well. So it's a down free out now, coming from just their own 13-metre line. And Aisling Burns is going to come out to kick it. Try and get down into this game. They made a very, very fast start. Wonderful opening score from Mairead Kavanagh was on the board after maybe only about 20 seconds. Hasn't really happened for them since then. Roscommon have used their possessions quite well. Again, the quick 1-2, that's definitely what Down are looking to do there. Diagonal ball off the face of her own goal there by one of the Down defenders, but Orla Duffy is able to win it. And the ball is swept out here now towards Una Lavery, and Down try and build an attack. Good run from Mairead Kavanagh down the right wing here. But she steps back inside, looks for Una Lavery again. Now Jessica Foy, dropping deep again as she did last week, trying to operate as playmaker, but that's well read by Sarah McVeigh. There was contact between Natasha Ferris and Sinead Kenny, and the referee Kieran Groom decides it's a free to Down. Jessica Foy takes it quickly, but she hoists it up really high. Again, that's a defender's ball, and it's well won by Saoirse Wynne. Saoirse Wynne, very impressive in her debut last week. Still only 18 years of age, came into the half-back line, made a strong impression, and so far, 1 ball contested, 1 ball won for the Boyle player so far. Long ball going down from Caroline Conway. That's been won here by Jenny Higgins. Jenny Higgins operating at full forward. Rebecca Finan peeled away, but she couldn't get the ball to her. Michaela McHugh trying to get down and win it now. I'm going to say that was for holding Jennifer Higgins as she tried to get the hand pass away. Again, I won't lie, it's one, if I was a Down defender, I'd be feeling a little bit hard done by with that one, but one way or another, it doesn't make a difference why it has come about. It has come about, and this one will definitely suit Rebecca Finan. Came back into the Roscommon team this year, didn't play in 2020, kicked a couple of points last week. That one is high. The little stutter step afterwards would suggest that she's happy enough with it. You can always tell the reaction of the free taker is sometimes easier to judge the free than the actual flight of the ball sometimes, and you knew from the minute it left her boot, Rebecca Finan was happy with that one as she put it between the posts. Like I said, wasn't available to Roscommon this time last year. Didn't play, well, nobody was available to Roscommon this time last year as we were all locked down. But when football did resume, she wasn't available. But she's come back in this week. Probably had a little bit of a range finder last week is the fairest way to describe it. Missed a glorious goal opportunity in the first half. Also had a couple of other opportunities that weren't converted. But she's a proven scorer, is the Éire Óg player, and she's, after getting off the mark here with her first point of this game, goal and 3 to Roscommon, 1 point to Down, with Cara Cunningham carrying the ball out of defence. Steps inside Aisling Hanley and gets away and finds Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown now carrying the ball down the left-hand side. Good burst of pace, takes her back past Natalie McHugh, tries to feed the ball on towards Niamh Scullion. First possession of the game for Scullion, back towards Keown now. Down trying to work an attack. They've had to go backwards, and that means Roscommon have got players behind. But Clara Fitzpatrick, powerful run here. Hop, solo again, and Hop. What's she going to do with it at the end? Feeds it back out towards Orla Duffy. Will Down get a shot away? This was the problem they had last week. They got plenty of possession. They carried it into Sligo. But when they got into that kind of 35-metre range and the defence got set, they struggled to get shots away. But a great opportunity for Aoife Laverty here. That again, great opportunity. If you're wearing 13 on your back, you've got to be able to finish chances like that. She was 20 metres out. She just didn't get the clean contact on the ball, didn't get behind it, and it scuttled out over the end line. That's a second misplaced kick out from Helena Cummins. Again, gone over the head of Megan Kelly there, a corner back. You've really got to put those right into the chest or at the feet of the player that you're looking for, because like I said today, that ball is going to fly away from you if it goes over your head. Sideline ball kicked in here from Mairead Kavanagh. Feed excellently done by Sarah Doherty. Puts a little bit of pace on it. Back inside towards Megan Doherty. Megan Doherty, ball back across again. Chance for a left-footed score here. No, it's worked across again by Aoife Laverty. And where's the kick coming in from here? The kick is coming in from Megan Doherty, left-footed kick, and an excellent finish by the Carryduff player. So Down finally settling back into the game. That's their first score in about 12-13 minutes of play. Tapped over with the left foot, bringing them back to within 4 points. Helena Cummins now, like I said, her kickouts have been a mixed bag so far. She's put 2 of them over this near hand sideline. This time she goes long. Hard to know who's contesting that. Laura Fleming looking for it, but Orla Duffy is first on the scene. And there was 3 Down players in the area and only the 1 Roscommon player, which was Laura Fleming. Ball across here now towards Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown looking to take on Rachel Brady in the tackle. Aoife Keown, she's held up, no advantage accruing, so we're going to come back from a free. But it's probably too far out to go for a score here, though I see Jessica Foy coming out to have a crack at it. 6 points for Jessica Foy last week. She certainly did all she could do, but here she's going to look to try and do something, try and work in a pass. Dinks that ball down into the corner. Ball won here by Sarah Doherty. Sarah Doherty looks to burst inside Saoirse Wynne. She's got inside. High tackle coming in from Rachel Brady, and I suspect that's going to be a free in. No. That seems like referee Kieran Groom is instead signalling a free out. Now I will say Sarah Doherty possibly jumped into the tackle a little bit, but again, 9 times out of 10 that free would be going the other direction, I have to say. But either way, Roscommon will appreciate the reprieve they've got there, and Helena Cummins again looking to go long, looking for Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming now feeds that ball back inside towards Rachel Brady, and now it's Megan Kelly looking to carry the ball out. Caroline Conway now, again looking for that left-footed ball, but that's just given away. That's well read by the most recent Down scorer, Megan Doherty. Again, long ball forward, not really towards anyone in particular, but Down win the break. Jessica Foy coming onto it now after taking the ball from Aoife Laverty. Foy looking to carry past Sarah McVeigh. McVeigh does very well to stay on her. High ball in, and that's meat and drink to Helena. Oh no, advantage coming. I didn't see a signal for advantage, but one way or another, it was Jessica Foy had the advantage there. She looked to play the ball in. It was well read by Helena Cummins, so we're coming back for the free here. And you'd have to imagine, again, given Jessica's accuracy, this is highly likely to be a third score for Down. Simple run up, straight, and sure enough, if there was another post growing out of the black spot in the middle of the goals, that would have hit it. That was exactly where she wanted to put it, straight between the sticks. 1 goal and 3 points to Roscommon, 3 points to Down here. And you're going to forgive me for about 5 seconds while I take a drink of water because it's warm. There you go. So 5 seconds where you got reprieve from my constant prattling. But sure, as to say, there won't be too many more of those. You'll have to put up with me. All I can say is you have the volume button if you're really in a bad way. Dodgy kick out there from Helena Cummins again. Well done, Clara Fitzpatrick. That's fed inside to Natasha Ferris. Doesn't quite get a toe on it. Helena Cummins is able to get there just in time and feed the ball out towards Sarah McVeigh. Kick-outs are a real problem for Roscommon here so far, retaining their own. They did very, very well against Fermanagh with this last week, but not happening so far here today. Caroline Conway now looks to find Jennifer Higgins, again, quick transfer of ball down to Michaela McHugh. Doesn't gather at the first attempt, but she gets in behind. Taps it past. Ball into Aisling Hanley. Low finish, Aisling Hanley. Goal, Aisling Hanley. That's a second goal of the game for the Kilbride player. And like I said, she didn't exactly light it up in her debut last week. She showed some of the undoubted potential that she has. Incredibly talented footballer, underage soccer player for Ireland, but she showed all the composure of somebody 10, 15 years her senior there. As she took the hand pass, Down goalkeeper Aisling Burns came out, tried to narrow the angle, but a perfect low daisy cutter of a left-footed finish into the bottom corner of the net, and that instantly killed Down's momentum. They had just kicked 2 points in a row and were beginning to get on top. They were exerting a huge amount of pressure on the Roscommon kick-out, but it's not happening for them there. That did not happening for them in defence. 2 quick foot passes, fed the ball in. A little bit of luck for Michaela McHugh, maybe, in the sense that she didn't gather at the first attempt, but she reacted really, really well. She saw the Down defender committing herself, just did the little touch over to wrong foot the Down defender. That created the overlap. Perfect hand pass into Aisling Hanley. And so it's now time for Down, and now we're on the water break as the teams try and analyse what's happened in the first 15 minutes of the game. But certainly I would say, whatever about analysis, this is all about taking fluids on board. Down will also be concerned. Megan Doherty walked off quite gingerly as she came into that water break. It looked like her left ankle was giving her a little bit of trouble there. So it remains to be seen how she is, because she's an absolutely vital player to this Down team. You can see where Down want to go in this game. If they can put pressure on the Roscommon kick out, force an awful lot of force mistakes, that's where they'll feel they'll get joy. They had a goal chance there. Clara Fitzpatrick was able to get in. She was able to read a short kick out, get in front, tried to play the ball into Natasha Ferris, but it just ran a little bit too far in front. And whatever about Helena Cummins' kickouts, she is a fantastic shot stopper. She made a couple of crucial saves last week. Really, really fantastic saves. One against Emer Smith, one against Joanne Doonan of Fermanagh. And they turned out to be crucial scores, or crucial non-scores, I should say. Okay, referee is letting Down play away here. This is unorthodox, to say the least. Referee let them play away. It's worked in. It's going to be a Down goal here for Natasha Ferris. And that is not going to go down well. That is not going to go down well with Roscommon, as referee Kieran Groom allowed Down to restart the game. He decided he had done enough whistling. The teams were fit to go. The game restarted with Roscommon not yet on the field. It was won at the back by Ciara Byrne, fed forward to Aoife Laverty. She fed it into Natasha Ferris, and Natasha Ferris kicked the ball into an empty net. A slightly surreal start to the second quarter of this game, so it'll be interesting to see what that does to Roscommon and where their motivation lies after that. They might take that one a little bit personally. Another shot coming in there from Jennifer Higgins that's pushed left and wide of the goals, or pulled I should say, as it was hooked left and wide of the goals. So suddenly just one goal in it again, and Down have their momentum back. 2 goals and 3 for Roscommon, 1 goal and 3 for Down, as Down break out of defence here. Cara Cunningham in possession now. Steps inside. Like I said, Down very, very good carrying the ball through the middle third. Well won. Una Lavery feeds it forward. Aoife Laverty now. Aoife Laverty inside towards Mairead Kavanagh. Oh, just spills the ball in the tackle. Down able to win it back now with Natasha Ferris. Ferris steps inside. Prolific scorer, top scorer in the league last year, and she's after getting off the mark with a goal here after kicking 3 points last week as well. Back outside towards Megan Doherty. Down look to rebuild now, but Roscommon have defenders back. 12 Roscommon players inside their own 45, and again there's that, I'm going to use the phrase again, there's that raffled ball into a forward. It's just hoisted up high. It's there to be competed for, and so far you also have to hand it to the Roscommon backline. They've had 3 or 4 of those competitions and they've won all of them. Caroline Conway now, ball out here towards Sarah McVeigh. Sarah McVeigh, right-footed kick, looking for Aisling Hanley. She's the foreign player so far with 2 goals and a point to her name. Aisling Hanley wins that ball, steps inside the tackle of Niamh Scullion, and there's a free coming here now. This is the long-range free. Jenny Higgins looks to take it quick, floats it inside towards Rebecca Finan. Finan, she's being tackled as she shoots. And it looks like, I'm going to say that referee Kieran Groom, he's either going to give a free inside for the late hit on Rebecca Finan, or else he's going to bring play back to take the free again. It looks from what he's doing, he's going to step inside and he's going to say that Rebecca Finan was hit as she was playing the ball. So it's going to be an opportunity for Laura Fleming to kick her second score of the game and put Roscommon 4 points up. She hooked it a little bit, didn't give it an awful lot of air, but it did all it needed to do. It went between the posts. So Roscommon 4 points up yet again. It's definitely a case of anything can happen so far. Good run out there from Aoife Laverty, looking to try and win the kick out, but Aisling Burns instead looks to go down the middle, and that breaks over the head of Clara Fitzpatrick, and Caroline Conway is able to hoover it up. High ball coming up here, well won by Michaela McHugh. She's definitely made a fast start inside. Hasn't got her name on the score sheet, but she is making an impression. Jennifer Higgins hand pass blocked down though. Down now with a chance for turnover ball. Clara Fitzpatrick wins it, feeds it on here towards Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown driving forward now, loses the ball in the hop and under pressure from Rachel Brady. Rachel looking to get the block in, doesn't quite get it. That's a good low ball inside towards Mairead Kavanagh. She's looking for the long diagonal ball again, and Natalie McHugh was able to get back and win that. And now Laura Fleming will break out. Laura Fleming had a fantastic game last week, kicked 2-3. Little bit of a nudge in the back there. Yeah, I have to say, there's been a few contentious refereeing decisions so far, but that one was fairly clear cut, and it's going to be a Roscommon free on the 45 metre line, maybe 15 metres in from the far touchline. Laura Fleming standing over the ball. She's going to look for a breaking runner here. So I would look for Michaela McHugh to come out here towards this left-hand side. Jenny Higgins goes down the line. Michaela McHugh instead runs close, and the ball goes back outside towards Higgins. Jennifer Higgins now back inside towards Laura Fleming. And now we're worked infield towards Caroline Conway as Roscommon try and engineer a score. Again, they too ran into a bit of problem trying to create scores in this position last week. They turned over ball in the tackle just like that. As I was saying before, under former manager Michael Finner, there were Roscommon very much a kicking side, enjoyed letting the ball do the work up along the field, trying to bring a little bit more running into their play, a little bit more ball carrying into it under the guidance of new manager and former All-Ireland winning captain with Mayo, Diane O'Hora. Down again, lovely turn of pace from Aoife Laverty here, breaks open the defence, but that's really well read by Roisin Wynne. Roisin Wynne got in to steal it, but didn't quite win the possession. Comes back out here towards Aoife Keown. She kicked 1 point last week. She's got 1 point to her name this week as well. Lovely strike from about 35 metres out, straight between the posts, right-footed, and a quick Roscommon kick-out. That's what they need to do to find the kick-out. Saoirse Wynne got there, but she didn't. Her pass wasn't good. Goes to Clara Fitzpatrick, and there's another one there. Normally I'd say there's snow on it, but not in this weather. Natasha Ferris wins it. Ferris comes onto her right foot. She likes the look of that one. She's happy with it. Why wouldn't she like it? It's straight between the sticks. It's over the bar. That's her second score of the game. Her first that controversial goal. 2 goals and 4 to Roscommon, 1-5 to Down. We're back down to a 2 point gap, which is the smallest it's been since Roscommon got their opening goal through Aisling Hanley. Helena Cummins now again with the kick out. Again, she's going for a 50-50 close by, but Rachel Brady does well to win it. Rachel Brady does very well, dinks that ball out here to the sideline towards Megan Kelly of Clon. Megan doesn't quite get there. Those passes need to be accurate because, like I said, the ball will fly. I've said that 3 times now. I promise I will stop. I'll try not to repeat myself so much. Mairead Kavanagh hoists up that kick out, that sideline ball, not really towards anyone in particular, and Roisin Wynne wins it. Feeds Caroline Conway, looking for Aisling Hanley. Aisling dropped off. Laura Fleming looking to win it at the second attempt. Rebecca Finan is in there. Caroline Conway now. Aisling Hanley coming onto the ball. And Laura Fleming, she's very dangerous when she gets a chance to run in. Ball outside to Jenny Higgins. Higgins with the shot. Higgins over the bar. That again, let's be honest about it, it was a goal chance, but she's got the score at the same time. She's restored Roscommon's 3 point lead. But realistically, that was a goal chance as the referee halts play here as we look injury to Clara Fitzpatrick at midfield. She's a physio herself, but obviously she won't be in a position to diagnose herself. But you'd also wonder, I'd say, if I get the chance to look back on it later, I'd wonder that hand pass from Laura Fleming into Jenny Higgins, it forced the former Western Gales, current Clonagale player, it just forced her to just pause a little bit. She lost that momentum, so that meant she couldn't drive clean through on goal. Maybe that took away the goal chance to a degree. Now look, it still was a goal chance, but at the same time, she probably could have carried it in closer and tested Aisling Burns to a greater extent. But this is not good news for Down whatsoever. Clara Fitzpatrick went down hurt, and now she's being carried off the field by a couple of her colleagues and the Down physio. She's clearly in a lot of discomfort there. And this would be a huge blow to Down, as she's an absolutely invaluable player, a vital part of their cause. And that's a very, very significant injury blow. It's hard to tell here. I see the cornerback, Cara Cunningham, is holding her left ankle as they bring her off. So that's definitely where the damage has been done. As we look, and the substitute coming in is Orna Kelly from Breda. Orna Kelly coming into the side to replace. She was a very young college student, only just drafted into the panel for this year. So this is definitely coming into a very, very tough encounter. Baptism of fire for the young Breda player as she comes into the side, replacing Clara Fitzpatrick. High kick out there being contested by Ellen Irwin and a Down defender. Not sure who the Down defender is. Down defender is Cara Cunningham. And again, Cara Cunningham coming off worse there. So there might be a bit of treatment coming in for her now as well. So Down players in the wars so far in this game. They've lost one key player, and now they're looking on anxiously as Cara Cunningham is down on the ground. It was just a bit of a clash between herself and Ellen Irwin of Roscommon. I'd be lying if I said I saw any sort of significant impact or anything like that. But at the same time, It doesn't need to be an awful lot of impact. If it comes to the wrong spot or in the wrong way, it can certainly do damage. And remains to be seen here. Cara Cunningham taking a little bit of water on board. Ellen Irwin is up. She's a little bit rattled, but I think she's okay. I'm going to follow in Cara Cunningham's footsteps here and take more water on board myself. I'm also quite overdressed for the day that was in it. I was there at the christening of my godson this morning, so best wishes to Oisin McCormick for a long and fruitful life ahead. I'd like to think absolutely none of the family are listening to this, because there's a fantastic barbecue being had in my sister's house at the moment. So I'd like you all, everyone who is tuned in here, to take a moment to appreciate the sacrifice I'm making to be here on your behalf and bring you commentary. Wonderful carry forward here by Kim White. Kim White, bringing the ball up to about 30 metres from the Roscommon goal, is forced to recycle into Aoife Keown now. Ball inside. Megan Doherty finds a yard of space for herself. She's well able to shoot. Ball inside towards Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown with the right foot. Helena Cummins reads it quite well, gets a hand on the ball and is able to feed it out here towards Rebecca Finan. Ball out towards Laura Fleming now. Roscommon try and build a counter-attack. They work it out here towards the right-hand side, towards Saoirse Wynne. Saoirse Wynne looking for the long ball forward, but she hasn't hit the mark with that. She's skewed that off the outside of her boot, didn't give Jenny Higgins a chance to get to it, and it's going to be a down line ball some 50 metres from their own goal. Quickly taken inside towards Cara Cunningham. This is the first test to see how is she since that hit. Didn't quite gather that at the first attempt, so the jury's still very much out on the health of the Castlewellan corner back. Caroline Conway now with the sideline ball. Conway plays it in with her left foot, again looking for Jenny Higgins, but again that's very, very tight to the sideline. Well done, Michaela McHugh. Doesn't quite manage to keep the ball in play, and that's going to be a sideline ball for down again. Oh, possibly they're deeming that there was a foul there. Referee's whistle came in. The linesman decided that, do we say linesperson? Is that what we do? I should know this, but I don't. Anyway, the bearer of the flag on the far side of the field decided that it was a line ball to down, but referee is thinking otherwise. He's going to give a free in for the tackle on Michaela McHugh. Has to be said now, Michaela McHugh hasn't got on the score sheet yet. 4 different Roscommon scorers in their tally of 2-5. But not getting on the score sheet doesn't change the fact that she's been hugely effective, played a key part in Aisling Hanley's second goal, has got out and one good ball. She's certainly adding that little bit of pace, and she's also a very good physical target in there. You know, she's a young girl, but she has a little bit of height, a little bit of physique to her, and she's able to win her own ball. So she's made a strong impact early on. Laura Fleming now with the free. High ball hit in there with her right boot. It doesn't break because it's well won at the first attempt by Megan Doherty. Good solid pair of hands, wins that ball, and now a chance for Down to break and carry the ball out. Jessica Foy coming deep. She hasn't been involved nearly enough in the game from a Down perspective. Good hand pass forward. That's a lovely break from Kim White. Kim White now plays her club football in Dublin. Oh, she forces to carry the ball back again. And again, Down's move loses impetus. And Roscommon are able to get their defence settled. Ball being taken in now by Orla Duffy. Looks up, surveys her options. There's an advantage coming. She decides to go backwards, so there's no advantage to be accrued there. And we're going to have a Down free some 40 metres out from goals. We have a second substitute on the downside. This could be Cara Cunningham's replacement here. I see it's Emily Martin of the Burren Club coming in to make her appearance here, and sure enough, yeah, so that's 2 injury enforced substitutions on the downside here. They definitely haven't got the rub of the green in that regard so far. So Emily Martin comes into the game and straight away she gets a touch. Quick toe tap of the ball and a hop. Back in towards Jessica Foy. Down looking to try and unlock this Roscommon defence. What way are they going to try and go about it? Aoife Keown now looks for almost like a kind of a Wyan Evans sort of sidestep as the old Welsh Rugby Union winger. Lovely catch and hand pass Megan Doherty. Ball inside towards Kim White, but Kim White's shot drops short and Alina Cummins is able to win it. Ball out here towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie McHugh feeds it down towards Ellen Irwin, goes for the rebound. Roscommon now with a chance to break. Caroline Conway in possession. Steps inside Megan Doherty, but that's good tracking from Orla Duffy to put a bit of pressure on the Roscommon veteran. And sure enough, Down win the turnover. That one really has to go down to Orla Duffy. She worked hard to get back there, put extra pressure on Caroline Conway, and sure enough, out of that came the errant kick and the turnover. Kim White, ball back inside towards Una Lavery. Una Lavery looking to carry the ball in. That's well won, Jessica Foy. Jessica Foy now gets a bit of a step on Roisin Wynne. Gets in behind her. Roisin still trying to tackle. Foy bounces off her. Again, one of those contentious decisions, but it's been given as a free out. It's been given as a free out. That'll be a huge boost to Roisin Wynn's confidence, but will add to Jessica Foy's frustration because as a key player for Down, she hasn't got into this game. Roscommon again. Caroline Conway, left-footed ball, looking in here towards Michaela McHugh. Michaela McHugh gathers it well, gets inside the tackle of Orna Kelly, but she fumbles it at the second attempt, and Down have forced the turnover here. Down bursting out of defence. Long ball coming forward, looking here towards Mairead Kavanagh. Mairead Kavanagh, whistle gone there and free given to Mairead Kavanagh. I don't know that there was any huge advantage in that, in the sense that she had already won possession and was looking to do something with it. That is, I don't mind saying, that's not a particularly good kick by the wing forward. It breaks in Down's favour. Ciara Byrne coming onto possession now. She's not somebody who would normally be out in front of goals, but she finds Natasha Ferris, who would be happy to shoot. Ferris wins it at the second attempt. Her first effort was blocked by Sinead Kenny. Then she carries it into the tackle. Brilliantly done by Sinead Kenny and by Ellen Irwin. Really well done, Roscommon. Forced the turnover. They've done really well against Down's key players so far. Now Roscommon looking to break. Jennifer Higgins steps inside the tackle of Emily Martin. Higgins going again. She's taken it into traffic. Breaks out. Gets enough room to shoot. Right-footed shot. And that's her second score of the game. A second point for Jennifer Higgins. A sixth point for Roscommon. And now they lead by 4 points. Quick kick out for Down. Roscommon aren't settled at all. Aisling Burns wins it. Ball comes out here. Megan Doherty now carrying the ball up the right-hand sideline. Good long raking hand pass looking for Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown wins it. She's got Mairead Kavanagh gone ahead of her. Looks for Kavanagh with a low pass, but that's well won. Rachel Brady. Rachel Brady cuts inside her tackler. Again, I'd say in this instance now, again, we're looking at a stoppage for treatment here. Down really in the wars here altogether. As we're looking at a third Down substitute, Aisling Cull is walking in. Remains to be seen who she's replacing. Aisling Cull walking in. And it looks like Natasha Ferris is coming off. So definitely Down getting no luck. So many of their key players. Natasha was top scorer when the leagues finished up last year prematurely. She was an absolutely prolific scorer for Down. She kicked just 3 points last week. Normally would be expected to contribute a little bit more than that, but a lot of that going down to the Sligo defence. But one way or another, that's another huge blow to Down here. They're losing players and losing important players. 3 substitutes so far. Roscommon on the attack again. Jennifer Higgins takes it into the tackle, manages to scoop it back outside towards Michaela McHugh, into Rebecca Finan now. Rebecca Finan on the run, simple left-footed kick, and that's her first score from play as she puts it between the posts. And Roscommon again have opened up a 5-point gap when Down went to 1-5, and that's the half-time whistle here. When Down went to 1-5, there was just 2 points between the teams, and there was a fair bit of momentum on the side of the visiting Ulster County. But since then, Roscommon have taken over to a certain degree. They're getting on top of the game, albeit hugely assisted by some unfortunate injuries on the Down side. And now Roscommon take a 5-point lead into the half-time interval here. 2 goals and 7 to Roscommon, a goal and 5 points to Down. There's plenty of scoring in this game, so there's no doubt that Down have the potential to register a sufficient amount of scores here. As I'm talking here, their joint management team of Peter Lynch and Kiva Sloan talking to each other, considering their options, thinking about what can they do to try and do more. I'd say offensively they won't be too worried, but definitely in terms they are in trouble at the other end of the field. Conceding 2-7 is a lot in 30 minutes of play. If they do that again, they're headed for a second defeat. But there's a lot of football to be played here yet at Kiltoom. Half-time at St. Bridget's GA Club. Roscommon 5 points in front. Roscommon 2 goals and 7. Down a goal and 5 points. And we'll be back with you in about 10 minutes. Okay, welcome back here to St. Bridget's GA Club. Roscommon back out on the field. We're waiting for Down to come out. 5 points between the teams here. Half a game to go as we try and see who is going to pick up these valuable 2 points in Division 3, the northern section of Division 3 of the Lidl Ladies National Football League. I'm looking out at the field here and I see what I think is the first substitution on the Roscommon side. Joanne Craig has come into the side, and I see... Joanne Craig has come into the side, and I see Rachel Brady has come off the field. So that's a straight substitution for Roscommon. Wing back for wing back, as I'm just looking at the Down side as they come out. Now Down unlikely to have made any additional changes. They already had... unlikely to have made any additional changes. They already had 3 and 4 substitutions in the first half. Let me check those substitutions for you. My apologies, looking at the wrong page there. Orna Kelly came on for the injured Clara Fitzpatrick. Emily Martin came on for Cara Cunningham, and also Aisling Cull came on for Natasha Ferris. So 3 heavy injury blows on the Down side. That they have to overcome that, and they have to overcome a 5-point deficit here in this game. So it's 2-7 to Roscommon, 1-5 to Down, and we're 1-5 to Down, and we're waiting for the restart of the second half here. Referee Kieran Groom, he's about to throw the ball in. He's thinking about it. He's going to give them plenty of time to consider what they're going to do. Ball is thrown in, and we're back underway here, and Down win the early possession. Ball carried forward by Una Lavery. Well won, well broken down there by Sarah McVeigh in the Roscommon defence. But again, break goes Down's way, and it's won here by Aisling Cull. Aisling Cull, ball worked across the 45-metre line, and now Down in possession again. Kim White coming onto the ball. Worked across here again towards Una Lavery, and out towards the right-hand side, Megan Doherty trying to carry the ball forward. Megan Doherty carrying the ball in, taking it into the tackle, up against Jennifer Higgins. Heavy tackling coming in there, no free given. Down coming at it again with Aisling Cull, and worked back out here towards Aoife Laverty. Aoife Laverty takes into tackle. There's another Roscommon tackle, well done, and that's actually another Roscommon substitute, Rachel Fitzmaurice, who's come in. I'll have to have a look to see who she has replaced. So I know Joanne Craig came in for Rachel Brady. Rachel Fitzmaurice. Now Rachel from the St. Kieran's club, she could play literally anywhere on the field. So it's a question of looking up to see where the gaps are. I'm looking at midfield and I don't see Caroline Conway out there. It's certainly not a like for like swap. Rachel Fitzmaurice will be all energy. She'll carry the ball in. She'll look to try and link up the play, as opposed to Caroline Conway, who'd be a physical presence under the kick out. But definitely seems like Caroline Conway who's gone there, and it's Rachel Fitzmaurice who's in, as I see Natalie McHugh going down with injury there now. So certainly plenty of injuries coming into this game here. Plenty of injuries coming into this game here, as we've already had 3 on the Down side, and we're looking at Natalie McHugh. Looks like she's in a bad way here. Waiting to see treatment coming in again. Kieran Groom standing over it. Treatment coming in. Natalie McHugh down at the moment. When we resume play, it's going to be a Down free about 60 metres out, as they try and get back into this game. 5-point deficit to be chased without a lot of key players. It's an uphill battle for the Moran County. They certainly have plenty of work to do here, and they'll feel they need it, because they know that if they don't pick up a win here this afternoon, it's highly unlikely that they'll be in with a chance of a promotion battle next week. They play Fermanagh next weekend, while Roscommon play Sligo, 2 provincial derbies in those games. It obviously depends how the other game go today between Fermanagh and Sligo goes. If Fermanagh managed to pick up the win there, then Down would still be in with a chance, as they could try and win that game, look for Roscommon to do them a favour, and it would all come down to scoring difference. But they won't be thinking about that now. Right now, their sole thought will be to try and get back into this game and take something out of this match. Long ball down here, worked towards, actually that looks like Leisha Duffy who's come in as well. So Leisha Duffy, there is an additional Down substitute at half time as well. County captain, she's coming in making an immediate impact. Ball across here towards Aoife Laverty. Aoife Laverty's shot comes in, and Aoife Laverty's shot goes between the posts, and Down have cut the gap immediately. So straight impact there for Leisha Duffy coming into the side. Didn't start after sustaining an injury last week, but she's been brought in a bid to try and shore things up here. And that's going to be a 4th down substitution. Down in possession again. Jessica Foy feeds the ball out here towards Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown coming in onto her right foot. That's a good clean contact. She gave that plenty of air. It had all it needed and more. That's gone straight between the posts, and that's a fantastic start to the second half for Down. 2 shots on goal, 2 white flags raised, and suddenly there's only a goal between the sides. Long kick out there, well kicked by Helena Cummins, well won by Rebecca Finan in midfield, into Natalie McHugh. Ball here, Ellen Irwin driving in. Oh, hard tackle coming in there from Emily Martin. Little bit unlucky on behalf of the Burren player there, in the sense that Ellen Irwin, she did play the solo, she chipped it up a little bit too high, opened herself up. Emily Martin came in, she wasn't moving down the gears when she came in or anything like that. She was just braced for impact and make sure the impact was on the other side. And Ellen Irwin now down on the ground, so it's probably going to be a free in for Roscommon here, I would imagine, as the referee consults with his umpires. It's a free on the left hand side, so you'd expect this will be Laura Fleming will stand over this one. He's having a talk, but Julie puts his notebook back in his pocket, so thankfully we're going to stay at 15 on 15. Always better to keep the games that way if we can at all. So we're waiting here, treatment now for Ellen Irwin. Like I said, it was a fast break. It was a fast break coming out of the defence. Really well won ball by Rebecca Finan at midfield. That set the attack in motion. Roscommon need to do better at that. I see they struggled with the kick out in the first half, particularly when they were looking for the flanks. But going down the middle has served them well. Laura Fleming with the free now. Laura Fleming straight up, straight between the posts. That's a 3rd point for the St. Kieran's player. Straight between the sticks, excellent score. 2 goals and 8 points for Roscommon, 1-7 for Down. Unfortunately, the ball has gone over the barrier, and one of the issues they don't usually tell you about no supporters and no people in the ground. When the ball goes out on the terrace, there's nobody to kick it back to you. So Aisling Burns able to pick up possession now. She's looking for the kick out. There's great movement by the Down players. Niamh Scullion looking for the run out on the right hand side. Una Lavery as well. High ball comes up though, it's broken down, and Ellen Irwin is able to win it. Ellen Irwin hand pass inside towards Jenny Higgins. Chance for Rachel Fitzmaurice to come on to play now and try and open it up, add pace to things. Back inside towards Rebecca Finan. Finan feeds it out here towards Higgins. Higgins out towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie McHugh, hooked right-footed kick. She puts it between the posts, and that's her first score of the game. And Roscommon have counteracted those 2 early Down points. 2-9 to 1-7. Quick kick out from Down here, coming out towards Megan Doherty. Doherty trying to carry the ball past Aisling Hanley. Hanley gets her tackle into the right spot, but the ball breaks and Emily Martin has come in. Emily certainly hasn't let the side down since she's come in early on. She's handled the ball a few times. She's made a couple of hard tackles. She's definitely making an impact here. Down, breaking down the right hand side. Orla Duffy in possession, steps inside towards midfield, breaks inside to pass the tackle of Rachel Fitzmaurice, carrying it onto the 45, worked inside here now, good quick exchange of hand passes. Aoife Laverty in possession, but again she turns back and the impetus is lost, and again I count 12 Roscommon players back inside the 45. Advantage coming here for Down. Leisha Duffy trying to break through. Shot coming in, shot going up from Aisling Cull. That doesn't go anywhere in particular. And sure enough, we're going to come back for a Down free. Still have to establish who exactly was taken off on the Down side for I'm just going to find out for you here now. It was Mairead Kavanagh, number 12. She kicked the first score of the game after 30 seconds, but didn't really make sufficient impact to warrant the management keeping her on the field. Free coming in from Jessica Foy. Looks like she's happy enough with it. Why wouldn't she be happy with it? It's exactly where she wanted to put it, straight between the posts. Her 2nd point of the game, and the lead is down to 4 again. 2-9 to 1-8. We have a 5th down substitute, and this time it's Orla Swale coming in. Orla Swale is coming into the side. And again, as soon as I see who's being withdrawn, I'll let you know. No, she hasn't come in yet. She's after being told to go back where she came from. So she'll have to wait another minute to come in. Sandra Shanaher here on the line. She's holding up her flag, looking to give Orla Swale a chance to come into the game. And sure enough, she is. So who's being called off? Is it Sarah Doherty being called off? Yeah. It's Sarah Doherty being called off. So that's a 5th down substitute. So certainly they're doing all they can to try and get back into this game. You see, I suppose that's the other thing about this National League campaign running the way it is, with teams going straight into important games. They haven't had the chance to play matches, to get to know their best team. So certainly it would be said, based on what I saw from the footage last week of Down and Sligo, the Down improved themselves by their switches at half time, and sure enough here they're changing things around, trying to establish the right chemistry and get their best, most informed 15 onto the field of play. Orla Duffy here, again, she's getting on the ball, carrying the ball into the Roscommon attack. She's after winning a free there, some 55 metres out from goal, and she'll try and engineer a pass. Not easy to do. Jessica Foy instead takes it, chips it back infield, and now Orla Duffy is in possession again. Injection of pace from Jessica Foy. Left-footed, high ball in. Again, 2 defenders there. Sarah McVeigh fighting for it. As is Saoirse Wynne, and sure enough, between the 2 Roscommon players, they get there ahead of Aoife Laverty, and they're able to win possession. Laura Fleming now, she really came into the game in the second half last week. She got an absolutely stunning right-footed goal to settle the game just when they were under a bit of pressure against Fermanagh, and sure enough, she's one of the leaders of this side, and they'll be expecting her to deliver big things again. Rebecca Finan, ball down towards Jenny Higgins. 2 points to her name already. Is she going to go for a score here again? No, it goes back out towards Finan, comfortable off the left, back inside towards Laura Fleming, drops it onto her right foot. It's close, but it looks like it's drifting out and wide. Sure enough, wide on the right hand side. Been quite accurate kicking here so far. We had a couple of early wides for both teams, but that's actually only the second wide between the 2 sides since the first 10 minutes. So it's been very, very accurate shooting on both sides. Now, Aisling Burns with the kick out. Looking, surveying her options here. There's good movement all over. She opts to go short towards Orna Kelly. Back inside towards Ciara Byrne now. Down, building up and trying to work. Roscommon putting pressure on, and again they forced a difficult kick. Aoife Keown trying to get to that one, doesn't quite make it, and Rachel Fitzmaurice now will have the sideline ball. Aisling Hanley makes a run down the sideline, as does Jenny Higgins. High ball, no, looking for Jenny Higgins, but it's undercooked. Megan Doherty reads it perfectly and is able to win possession. Doherty now feeds it out towards Aoife Keown. There's a simple hand pass option off her right shoulder. She takes it. Niamh Scullion now in possession. Niamh Scullion cuts inside onto her right boot. Lovely over chipped pass into the path of Kim White. Kim White can't quite get away from the defender. It's recycled back out here. Shot coming in from Aisling Cull. And the score from Aisling Cull. And we're back to a 1-goal game. 2 goals in 9 to 1 goal in 9. Down will be very happy with their second half so far. They've outscored Roscommon 4 points to 2. Just 3 points between the sides. Ellen Irwin now taking possession and looking to add a bit of an injection of pace into it down the left wing of the Roscommon play. Laura Fleming is there on hand. Doesn't look to go for it, instead looks for the long ball, and it's brilliantly blocked down. Well blocked down by Orla Duffy. Duffy feeds it inside towards Doherty. Dinked pass inside towards Aisling Cull. Confidence high after kicking a score. That one's close. Close, but not quite enough. Just drifts out and wide. She was in form. She had just put one between the posts, felt she was free to go for another one. It was certainly worth the chance, but didn't go where she wanted to put it. Rachel Fitzmaurice now plays that ball out towards Rebecca Finan. It's not a good pass at all. Gives the Éire Óg player far too much work to do. That's 2 passes in a row from Rachel Fitzmaurice that have just gone astray. She's going to have to be careful of that. Ball back inside from Megan Doherty into Niamh Scullion. Scullion now, right-footed kick. Well picked out. Finds Kim White 45 metres out from the Roscommon goal. Kim White comes back, goes lateral, looking towards Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown has to change direction to pick up possession. Looking now, surveying her options. She's going to go inside again towards Leisha Duffy. Leisha Duffy now, again, we're recycled. Long range kick coming in here from Aoife Keown. Drops in, it's in the net, it dropped in. Jessica Foy competing for the far side. Jessica Foy got a touch on it. So, yeah, sure enough, the goal is given. There was a little moment of doubt there as Kieran Groom was going in to have a chat. So suddenly we have a draw game here. Jessica Foy got the touch on the ball. High ball came in there from Aoife Keown. And suddenly, having been 5 points down at half time, down are right back in this. Draw match here. Roscommon look to come on the attack again. Ellen Irwin takes possession. She's got Natalie McHugh running off her shoulder. Instead looks for Jenny Higgins. Jenny is kind of static though. Ball back inside here. In towards Joanne Craig. Joanne Craig takes a hard hit. Joanne Craig takes a hard hit, and it's going to be a Roscommon free just inside the D. Laura Fleming standing over the free now. She came up trumps with a few huge scores last week. This one is very, very important as she'll try and break down momentum. Laura Fleming with the high free, straight between the posts. Her fourth of the game. 2-10 to Roscommon, 2-9 to Down. This one is right in the melting pot. Just over 13 minutes gone here in Kiltoom. We'll be coming up to the water break soon enough as we have yet another Down substitution. It'll be their sixth of the game. Natalie McKibben coming into the game here now this time. Natalie McKibben, she started last week but was withdrawn at half time, so now she gets a chance to come in. She's going to come in here for Aoife Laverty. Down on the attack now. McKibben straight into the attack, and that's the kind of burst of pace, that's the injection of speed that they were looking for from her, as now Down rebuild again, coming over on the right hand side through Leisha Duffy. Down trying to take possession, break the line of the Roscommon defenders, and sure enough, Leisha Duffy, she's gone inside Joanne Craig. She's opened it everything up. Leisha Duffy with the shot straight between the posts, and that's how to make an impact as a substitute. Bursting through, getting past tacklers, in close on goal, probably a goal chance really, but she was happy to put it between the posts. The nature of the kick was such that I would say it was a point. She was just looking to take a point. And so the sides are level here again. Joanne Craig now looking for Aisling Hanley. Exploded on the game early on with two goals and a point. Hasn't really been in it since. Will she get a chance to take a kick here? Linking up with Jenny Higgins. Back inside towards Higgins. Higgins off the right foot. And Higgins scores Roscommon's lead with her third point of the match. 2-11 to Roscommon, 2-10 to Down. This one is really warming up here, and it's not just about the weather. We're coming towards the water break. Down looking for Orna Kelly with the kick out. Orna Kelly wins it well, comes back inside towards Megan Doherty. Megan Doherty, left-footed pass going down the sideline towards Natalie McKibben. Natalie McKibben pulling the jersey from Sarah McVeigh. Referee going for a notebook there. I can't imagine he'd be thinking for a yellow card for that, but no, just making a note saying that it's a personal foul against the St. Barry's player, and Down in possession again through Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown now standing just her own side of midfield, goes back inside towards Una Lavery. Down looking to build it up again. They now have players on the field who feel they can break through tackles, who can get inside players and create those overlaps, because that's what they were lacking early in the game. Una Lavery coming on the ball now. When they go lateral, when they go side to side, they don't really make an impact. It's all about creating those opportunities to just beat a tackler and get in close to goal and see what happens. Natalie McKibben now, she has certainly made an impact. She's not long in the game and she's already had 3 key possessions and she's made use of them. Ball back outside here towards Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown, that's a high lobbing ball again. That's the kind of ball that's killing Down in this game. They're giving those 50-50 passes in, and it has to be said that Roscommon, when it comes to winning those kind of floated sort of balls that are there to be fought for, Roscommon have done really, really well in this game. Long ball down now towards Jenny Higgins. Laura Fleming looking to come in support. If Higgins gets the pass away, it's a great chance for Fleming. Can she deliver the finish? Brilliant save. Oh, unlucky from the Down keeper. She made herself big. She got the block on it and it went under her legs and in. That's really unlucky for Aisling Burns. I'd say Laura Fleming, she wouldn't have been happy with the accuracy of her finish. She just blasted it straight at the Castle Welland goalie. But look, absolutely shining on Roscommon there. The ball scooted just deflected off the legs of the Down keeper, and it just crept over the line for what's sure to be a decisive goal. Like I said to you, she got Roscommon's 3rd goal of the game last week as well, and it was absolutely vital. It was absolutely vital in a 3-10 to 112 win, and she's got their 3rd goal here. Ellen Irwin wins the kick out. Ellen Irwin floats that ball in, chance for Rebecca Finan. She gets a punch on it, and it's another Roscommon goal. And suddenly this game has turned on its head yet again. Rebecca Finan, a lovely floated ball in from Ellen Irwin, perfectly weighted. Finan came onto it. Aisling Burns had no choice but to try and come out and attack the ball, and Finan was able to get her hand on it, punch it in, and just like it was that the first half water break, there was 6 points between the sides. Roscommon got a goal immediately before the water break in the first half. Here they've got 2 goals just before the water break, and after fighting their way back to be level, an incredibly good comeback from down. They looked very, very sharp on the ball. Substitutes that were brought in, you'd have to say Leisha Duffy, Natalie McKibben up front, had made an impact. They were doing exactly what the management would have hoped. Breaking tackles, adding pace, creating overlaps. Certainly no coincidence that we have a very, very quick water break here after what happened in the first half. But the 2 teams back out on the field, quick splash of hydration, and they go again. We're looking at a 7th down substitute here, Anne-Marie McGee of Rostrevor, looking like coming into the game. But she's not going to come in straight away. I'm having a quick look around to see if there's any new Roscommon players in, because again, they might have used the water break to change things around. But no, it's as you were. Same Roscommon team on the field, and it's Orna Kelly in possession for down. Can they mount another fight back? They came back from 5 points down at the start of the second half to draw level. Suddenly now they're 7 points down. Can they do it again? They certainly have the scoring power. It's just a question of can they get enough possession to keep the play down this left end of the field. Megan Doherty now carrying the ball in. Get burst past Jenny Higgins. Oh, left-footed shot. Good pressure coming in from Laura Fleming. There was an advantage being played though, so the play is going to come back. Play is going to come back, and it will be a down free in. So Anna-Marie McGee comes into the game. It looks like Niamh Scullion who's coming off here. Yeah, Niamh Scullion is the girl who makes way. So that's down 7th substitute of this match. So they're certainly doing all they can to try and get back, to try and change things up and find the right balance. Aisling Cull has put that between the posts. That's her 2nd point of the game since coming off the bench. She too has made an impact since coming in. So that leaves us at 4-11 to 2-11. That quick burst of 2 goals together making all the difference. Joanne Craig, she's come into the game. She's a club colleague of the goalkeeper, Helena Cummins, and maybe it's just that relationship makes all the difference. She's after picking up 2 kickouts straight from the start, and that's a huge addition to Roscommon, who were struggling on that front. Jenny Higgins steps inside now. Good ball down, Jenny Higgins. Again, she put it in between Natalie McHugh and the down defender, Ciara Byrne, and Ciara Byrne is the one who's able to get the touch, win it, set up Una Lavery on the attack. Una Lavery, right foot, long ball down, pushing the back there. That's going to be a free. It was a push in the back on Leisha Duffy. Sorry, my apologies. Pushing the back on Orla Swale. And down again, look to rebuild an attack. Natalie McKibben coming onto the ball here now. Natalie McKibben looks to step in between the tacklers. Laura Fleming putting pressure. Here's Jessica Foy now. Foy with the left-footed attack, but that's a brilliant block from Megan Kelly. Megan Kelly does really well to get the block there, and it scoots out towards Sinead Kenny, and Roscommon build. Natalie McHugh back towards Sinead Kenny, trying to build up an attack. Sinead got a presentation last week for 110th competitive appearance for Roscommon, 111 here today, and her experience at fullback has been absolutely vital. Down have scored 2-10, but you'd have to say problems haven't been close to goal. Problems have been further out the field from a Roscommon point of view, with Down able to carry the ball in. Kim White now in possession. Kim White comes across, looks for Megan Doherty, just close enough to Doherty. She's able to get inside Rebecca Finan. Lovely sidestep from the Down centre back. Ball inside, the hand pass is sold short, and that's well won, Megan Kelly. That's huge, 2 huge turnovers from the Clonagale cornerback. She was drafted into the team this week, and those 2 wins in a row make a huge difference. They alone justify her selection, but Roscommon, sure enough, they just raffle that possession. Big long ball down towards nothing in particular, and Kieran Groom going out towards the sideline. Not sure what he's doing here. It looks like he's talking to Bilal Moran on the Roscommon sideline. Bilal, of course, is a referee himself, so they can talk on referees' language if they wish. But one way or another, anyway, Down in possession, taking the ball at midfield, and standing over it is Orna Kelly. back. Aisling Burns coming out of her goal, trying to add a little bit of support and trying to make sure there's easy options for passes there. Ciara Byrne now in possession. The full-back looks for the long ball forward. That's well won close to goal. Great win, Aoife Keown. Aoife Keown off the shoulder to Jessica Foy into Megan Doherty. Megan Doherty, lovely finish, Megan Doherty. That called for eye of a needle finish as Helena Cummins was right out on top of her, but Doherty was well able for the challenge. It was a lovely pass from Jessica Foy. She played it into her centre back, Megan Doherty, and that was a beautifully calm piece of finishing. Left foot just inside the far post. Give the keeper no chance because Helena Cummins is excellent in that one-on-one situation. She stands tall, she reduces the size of the goal for the forward to shoot at, but they hit the corner. Chance for Roscommon to hit back now. Natalie McHugh coming through, and Natalie McHugh just opts to settle things down, put the ball between the posts for a score to make sure Roscommon still have 4 points to spare. We're coming into the last 7 or 8 minutes now. It's down again on the attack. They win the kick out. That's a long ball forward. Leisha Duffy fighting forward with Joanne Craig. Joanne Craig gets in, wins it well, feeds it back inside towards Rachel Fitzmaurice. Roscommon have players over here now. Saoirse Wynne this time coming onto the ball. Quick exchange of passes with Laura Fleming, and they look to try and rebuild an attack. Laura Fleming feeds that ball in towards Aisling Hanley, coming in through the back. I have to say that's been well done, well won by Emily Martin. She's been another player that's come off the bench to make a very, very positive impact. She's won a few of those contested 50-50 balls as we look here at more subs coming into the game. I'm looking here to see, it could be Aoife Gavin. I'm not entirely sure who's gone into the Roscommon side or who's gone off. I can see Ellen Irwin has gone off anyway. Ellen Irwin has gone off, and it's Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon who's come into the side. Sinead Glennon didn't make an appearance last week, but she comes in here. See, can she poach a score close to the end of the game that might make a difference? That might help settle Roscommon's nerves because they're definitely under pressure here, down, throwing everything they have at Roscommon and more. Jessica Foy carrying the ball in, feeds it towards Aoife Keown. Kim White had found a bit of space. The hand pass maybe needed to be given there, but it didn't come in time. Aisling Cull feeds the ball across here towards Una Lavery. Again, we're in that situation. There's been so many times in this game when we've looked at this, down, taking the ball some 50 metres out from goal, blanket Roscommon defence in front of them. What can they do to try and win it? We have a free here, but again, it's far outside the scoring distance. Down will have to try and pick out a pass. If I was to be cynical about it, I would say that's a very, very good place to concede a free because there's not a lot of space to kick the ball into. Aisling Cull is forced to just hit and hope. High ball comes in. It's won by Down. It's Jessica Foy who's in possession. I genuinely don't know what the referee is doing here. It didn't look to me like there was a huge infringement, but having said that, she hit the ground, so it remains to be seen what's happening. Foy was in possession. Now, the most important thing, of course, being the health of the player. And she hit the ground hard there, and I know she's holding her head. So definitely, if there's any suspicion of a head injury, absolutely stop the play. But it's unlucky here now in that it's not the same as the GA rule where the team in possession gets to retake possession after an injury stoppage. Instead, it's going to be a thrown ball. So Megan Doherty going in for it. Megan Doherty going in for it with Jenny Higgins. 3 thrown balls in this game so far. Down have won all 3. Will Roscommon manage to win number 4? No, they don't. McKibben with the shot across goal. And that's an incredible shot from a tight angle. That's a really brilliant shot. I want to make sure now I'm not crediting the wrong player there. I'm going to see. But it looked to me like it was Natalie McKibben that kicked. Orla Swale, actually, I'm being told. Orla Swale kicked that one. So my apologies to Orla for crediting what was a truly fantastic score to one of her colleagues. 4-12 to 3-12. Roscommon again on the attack now. Laura Fleming carrying the ball in. Michaela McHugh, what will she try and do? Will she? There's a free there. I'll be honest and say I don't see what Kieran Groom saw there, but one way or another, it's a free for Roscommon. It would take an unmerciful kick of a ball from Laura Fleming to get it from here. I don't think she's going to go for it. Sure enough, she goes back to Michaela McHugh, and Roscommon look to rebuild again. Ball out here, Michaela goes to her sister Natalie. Natalie in possession now. Will she manage to get a shot away? She's on her weaker left foot. Ball inside towards Joanne Craig. Joanne Craig now to Michaela McHugh. Rebecca Finan is very comfortable off her left. Rebecca Finan very happy to just take that one, stick it between the posts, and again Roscommon doing enough to stay in the game. We have another sub on the downside. This time it's Katie McKay coming in. Katie McKay coming into the side. And she's replacing Megan Doherty. You really would have to say, of all the players, Megan Doherty has left absolutely everything out on the field there this afternoon. She really has put her heart and soul into this. She kicked a point. She scored a really great finish for a goal and has been carrying the ball forward. So she's done all she can and more. Can Katie McKay add something after? Can Katie McKay add something now at this stage? Trying to bring something different into this Roscommon attack, into this down attack, I should say. Now, down on the attack again. McKay's first possession. She's pull of the arm, and it's a chance for Down to take a quick free. You'd imagine Aisling Cull, the last time she took a free from slightly inside this range, she was able to put it straight between the posts, and she had a good 10-15 yards of carry on top of it. So I'd have to expect that she'd have the range again. Instead, she looks to go short. They're trying to engineer a goal out of it, but Sarah McVeigh gets up there to win it. Sarah McVeigh gets up to win it, and I'm not entirely sure what's coming here. Referee talking now to his umpires. Sarah McVeigh was winning it. Sarah McVeigh won the ball, but and sure enough, yeah, it's a Roscommon play out. Lovely ball from Alina Cummins. She finds Rebecca Finan. Ball down here. Oh, not gathered at the first attempt by Orna Kelly, and Aisling Hanley gets a chance to come into possession. Aisling Hanley, lovely dinked pass. First touch for Sinead Glennon. What can Sinead Glennon do? Sinead Glennon, hand pass out here towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie McHugh back inside. Rachel Fitzmaurice now. Rachel Fitzmaurice wouldn't be one noted for kicking from distance. She'll want to get in close. She does get in close, and that's how you finish. Oh my word. Stepped inside the tackler, and cool as you like. Perfect right-footed finish. Grazed the crossbar on the way in, and that's a huge score for Roscommon. An absolutely critical score for the home side here. They go back into a 7-point lead, and you'd have to imagine that'll surely be enough for them here this afternoon. Sarah McVeigh with the sideline ball down towards Aisling Hanley. Hanley wins it again, back inside towards Rebecca Finan. Hanley, she's had her hands full, but she's certainly still making an impact in this half. Laura Fleming now coming on to possession. Into Aisling Hanley again. That one is blocked down. She had two players on her shoulder, but Laura Fleming's able to win it, and that's unlucky now. It looked like the ball was there to be fought for. Anne-Marie McGee was fighting with Laura Fleming for the ball, but Laura Fleming, she just had that stronger grip on it. She did what she needed to do, and she's able to collect possession and win the free. Laura Fleming, so far today, she's kicked 1-4, a goal to her name, as well as four frees, and sure enough, that one goes between the posts as well. So now, 5-14 to Roscommon, 3-12 to Down. 8 points, certainly really, really hard on the visiting side here, because they have more than played their part in what has been an enjoying end-to-end attacking game here. Orla Duffy now carrying possession. But I suppose that's the nature of a free-scoring game. When they're coming in, it doesn't take an awful lot for the margin to build up. And here we are at the moment, 8 points between the sides. Ball up here towards Katie McKay. Katie McKay now trying to take the ball past Laura Fleming. Laura forces the spill, but Down are able to win it. Down are able to win it at the second attempt. Leisha Duffy and Natalie McKibben between them win the possession. So Jessica Foy now is going to stand over the free. 5 goals and 14 to Roscommon, 3-12 to Down. High ball hoisted in there, and Helena Cummins, safe as you like, hands on the ball, wins it, wins the free, and Down and Roscommon will be able to rebuild. Quick free coming out here. She looks for Roisin Wynne. Roisin Wynne now carrying the ball down the right-hand side, trying to just bring play away from the danger area. Steps inside Kim White, finds Rebecca Finan. So Roscommon now with a chance to keep building, keep adding on the scores, and keep putting a little bit of distance. Unlikely at this stage that scoring difference is going to be a factor for them, but at the same time, you never know. You have to take it into account. Long ball coming forward for Down, chasing scores here. There's a Down free incoming. Aoife Keown was able to get out and win the ball anyway. Oh, ambitious ball across. She was trying to find her colleague. I think it was Orla Swale that was in there. She was trying to find her colleague, but didn't. It was a difficult pass to try and connect in between two Roscommon defenders. Natalie McKibben wins it. Ball down along the line towards Swale. Swale now steps inside. Katie McKay with the shot. Looks to hook it in off the right. Not quite enough turn on that. And that one's gone out to the right and wide. Disappointing miss from a Down point of view. So they remain 8 points behind. And surely at this stage, we're now gone into stoppage time. Even allowing for the water break, we're now gone into stoppage time. So it's looking good from a Roscommon point of view for 2 wins out of 2 and to avenge last year's heavy defeat at the Burren GA Club. I'm looking here, I see Kim White coming over towards the sideline. Down have already used 8 substitutes, so I would imagine they're... Emer Fitzpatrick has gone in as well. So Emer Fitzpatrick is the 9th substitute. I didn't realise you could use 9, but apparently you can. I'm learning as I go. Long ball forward in here towards Sinead Glennon. Hasn't really had a chance to get her name on the score sheet since coming in. And there's a little trip comes in there. Ooh, that's one. It's probably not consequential at this stage, but that's probably one where the Roscommon were a little bit hard done by. But one way or another anyway, it's Down with the free out. Down trying to rebuild. Again, look, from their point of view, they're looking for Fermanagh to do them a favour by beating Sligo today. If Fermanagh beats Sligo, then that game actually probably would be over by now, but I don't actually know the result. But if Fermanagh beats Sligo, then Down are still in contention for a place in the top 2, albeit they would have to beat Fermanagh by a bit of a distance next week to close the scoring difference gap. Anyway, Laura Fleming standing over possession now. Laura Fleming puts her full boot behind that one, looking high, looking for Sinead Glennon. Sinead Glennon wins it well inside. Look, there's not much support there. Michaela McHugh tries to get around her, but she's pulled down, and that's going to be a free in to Roscommon. Roscommon, for their point of view, if Sligo can take something out of that game today, they're 100% guaranteed. But one way or another, with 4 points to their name, and they're looking at a scoring difference of probably the order of plus 12. If it was to finish now, it would be plus 12. Roscommon looking very, very good for a place in a league semi-final, a league playoff, which would be vital. Roscommon, 3 times in a row losing semi-finalists in the Intermediate Championship. They really want to make the breakthrough, and you'd have to imagine that getting into Division 2 would be a huge step in that regard. Laura Fleming fires that one in there, and that one goes straight between the posts. Her 6th point of the afternoon to go with her goal. So 5-15 to Roscommon and 3-12 to Down. Short kick out to Down, and that's all she wrote this afternoon. That's the final whistle. 5 goals and 15 points to Roscommon, 3 goals and 12 points to Down. There's no question. Roscommon were that bit more clinical in front of goals, deserved the win, 9-point defeat, harsh on Down, and they'll be counting the cost in 2 respects, both losing the game and the fact that they've a significant enough injury list. Key players, Natasha Ferris, Cara Cunningham and Clara Fitzpatrick, all having to retire with injury in the first half. So difficult afternoon for the Moran County. Didn't get the result they were looking for here in Kiltoom. They'll play Fermanagh next week. They'll hope that they still have something to play for. That depends on the other result in this group. But Roscommon flying high at the moment. Diana O'Hora, 2 games in charge, 2 wins out of 2, scoring difference plus 13. She'll be very, very happy with where she is before they look to renew their rivalry with Sligo at Markievicz Park next week. It's been a pleasure as always. I'd like to say my thank you to Michael and Maria Carty of MMC Streaming for bringing this game to you and for the camera footage. My thanks to all the sponsors and everyone involved in the LGFA, particularly Lidl, who sponsored the Ladies National Football League. It's been a hugely enjoyable encounter here at Kiltoom, and it has finished. Roscommon 5 goals and 15 points, Down 3 goals and 12 points.